ready.
We are ready.
Welcome to Two Queens and Crystal Things.
Hey.
The podcast where we on some manifest your life, shift your mind, and raise the consciousness type of shit. All right, I am Miss Mia.
And I am Christy.
And you can consider us your spiritual girlfriends for the next hour or so, because we go long.
So last week we discussed how using rituals can help deepen your spiritual practice. So just a quick recap. I provided the definition of rituals. Rituals, it is a series of actions or type of behavior regularly and invariably followed by someone. And we talked about rituals being a part, being able to connect to your higher self. And then also, when you create rituals and follow rituals, they help you to practice a level of discipline, which is important to have in your practice.
Yes, discipline is the thing, y'all.
Yes, it is.
In all aspects of your life. Okay, so today, yeah, okay. I'm actually a little nervous. I'm not even gonna lie, because it might get a little too real. But hey, that's what we're here for. We're talking about relationships and spirituality. So let me just get this out the way right now. As we're talking about relationships, we're likely gonna share some very personal experiences today. It can get a little raw. So you know, if you're scared of hearing some things, you might this ain't for you, okay? And so and we're talking about love. So for the purpose of this, when we're talking about relationships, we're talking about romantic relationships, because you know every person that we are dealing with is a relationship, but we. You know what? I wish y'all could see her face, because that. Yeah. What? You good over there? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm good.
I need some more wine. I say we're not gonna make it, y'all.
We are gonna make it.
We're not gonna. Okay.
I'm just reminiscing.
It can get a little raw about you guys. So one thing, anytime I'm doing a reading, actually a lot of my coaching clients, it's all about love and relationship. This topic comes up a lot. Because it's such a huge topic and so much to unpack to how we deal with that, how we show up, what we do, the type of people we're attracted to, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This is going to be a 2-part episode.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a part 1 of relationships and spirituality and part 2. But today we're going to talk about how relationships and even those ones we choose, we want to forget.
Honey. Hunty.
Those lessons were big blessings later. Serve a purpose on your journey, and then part 2 we'll get more into what love looks like when you're full, when you're your whole self.
Yeah.
Okay, so come on, we have to get into this, because as you guys have seen, to our subscribers, thank you, we love you so much.
Yeah.
But we tend to go a little long, but it's 2 of us talking, so give us a break. So we're jumping into this. Relationships. So for me, I think that relationships are a reflection of how we feel about ourselves. So when we look at our partners, they say a lot about what we do, what we believe we deserve, who we are, and what we want. This is why I believe it always comes up, because it's almost like your relationship is almost like a mirror of yourself.
I never even thought of it that way.
So, Christy, why do you think the topic of love?
We were just singing before we started this podcast.
Why do you think it's top of mind for so many people?
Well, I mean, if you think about love, the whole idea and concept of love, people love that. People love the idea of being in love. People love the idea of falling, that puppy love, I've never
had a drug stronger than falling in love.
Man,
baby.
Love is a drug. And honestly, growing up, my father used to always say that. He was like, love is a drug. But I think love and relationships, people, as humans, I believe we are meant to be partnered with someone. We are meant to have relationships. We are meant to have those intimate relationships with someone. It may not be the same person your entire lifetime, but we are meant to have those intimate.
Yeah, we about to get into it. Look, I'm like, baby. Okay, come on.
And she brought the wine too. She has this drink in this cab, but
Yes, absolutely.
But I just, people, the idea of love, it just, brings this warm, fuzzy feeling into everyone's soul and spirit. And so, of course, that's going to be something that people look forward to, because we are taught to believe that we need to find that person, like our person. Who is that person?
Who's
for
my
you?
person? I'm like, ooh. Okay. So, all right. We're going to get personal. We're just going to get this out the way. You have probably heard us mention in an episode or two before.
Episode 1, yeah.
That we are both divorced.
Say it from your chest.
Say it like you mean it. We are both divorcees. Twice.
Yeah.
Each. So at this table right now, along with these beautiful hydrangeas and roses, they're really gorgeous. We are 4-time divorcees. That's actually hilarious.
It's funny.
So I want to let's just get into. I want to talk about why we think both of our marriages ended. Okay. All right. So let me tell you. Wait. Disclaimer. 2 things. 1, I love love.
Yeah, I
am
do too.
like. Seriously, I'm not even joking with y'all. Come look at what I watch all day. Hallmark Channel. All day. I don't care. I love, love. Okay?
Who doesn't love love?
I mean, seriously.
Love is just, especially when you find, and I think that's the thing too. And
seriously,
we have very similar stories. The fact that we've both been married twice.
Hey, look at. See, I'm silver lining. All I'm trying to say is we deal closers. I know how to close some motherfucking deal.
But we also know. I will say, going through the relationships that I've gone through has shown me what I definitely do not want.
See, lessons. We're so much. We're so much smarter.
Lessons. Would you say blessings or blessings?
We're lessons in these blessings, girl. I accept all my lessons and blessings.
Yeah, I do too.
So I'm Christy.
Okay.
We keep it real with the people. So the second thing that I was gonna say is, outside of me being a lover of love, is that we are accountability partners for each other, and we would like to be your accountability partners too. So you're going to hear a lot from us about us being honest about who we were in relationships and who we are in relationships, because at the end of the day, that's the only thing we can change is who you are. So if you hear us getting a little raw, it's because we're holding ourselves accountable. But that don't mean that never mind. Go ahead, Christy.
So why do I think my 2 marriages did not work?
Yes, come on, girl.
So one thing, and I'm going to be honest, I did not think about this beforehand, because we try to plan out as much as we can beforehand. But I wanted this to be real. I wanted this to be raw. So I did not prepare what I was going to say ahead of time. So I will say that in both marriages, I was not being my authentic self. Mm-hmm. That's number 1. Because I was living, I'd say in the first marriage, I was living for someone else's happiness, or I was looking to them to make me happy, and I didn't realize that happiness starts within.
A lot of y'all feel seen right now, don't you?
Right.
She just read your whole.
And it's the same thing with love. Like, I'm thinking, oh, well, I love this person, but looking back, I really didn't love him like I thought I did. I was living through an expectation of what I thought or what I believed people thought I should be doing with my life. So that was the first marriage. Second marriage was after getting out the first marriage, which was abusive.
Okay, you know what? I just made the executive decision. It's done. It's done. We 50-50, but I got 50.5 right now. We recording, because the faces she is making when I tell y'all, you need all of this. Okay, continue.
Oh my goodness. So the second relationship or marriage, and I'm not going to say any names, but I did love him, and I still do. I mean, we were friends. Of course, you have to have some sort of relationship, but I also was not living in who I am authentically. And again, I was also living based on what I thought other people believed I should be doing. And we met in church, and so I kind of thought that I was supposed to have like this pristine Christian marriage, and but I was faking the funk, and I was not happy, and I also believe the other party was not living their authentic self. So,
Oh Lord Jesus!
and then
I'm
also
not prepared.
outside of
Yeah,
that,
I'm not prepared for
man,
this
you guys,
today.
it's man. But outside of that, I have. So we're gonna talk about soulmates. So in between my first marriage and my second marriage, I met my soulmate. And man,
I'm sipping tea, aka wine.
man, when I tell you my entire she almost spit out the wine. When I tell you my entire soul was snatched out of my being.
God, that is like a thing. Why is that such a?
Oh my God. And I've tried to okay, this is not right. Like, I'm not in an ideal situation. You're not in an ideal situation, so we're not supposed to be together. But every time we have separated, we come right back together. And I've also dug in deep, and we have this long
They have
lifetime.
I would say, if she doesn't mind me sharing, I have done readings with Christy, and I will say this. This particular person that she's speaking of, they've been together for a very long time. Literally in every lifetime, it is it's like fun to them. This is foreplay for them in every lifetime to find each other. And it has to get more and more fucked up every lifetime.
Well, maybe not
you
fucked
guys
up.
have to get more and more crazy how to find each other. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Your turn, Mia.
Look at my.
Go ahead,
I
Mimi.
can't breathe. I'm trying to breathe. Okay. This was so funny because, I told y'all the spiritual gangster Christy that she is. She has to plan some shit out, and I'm just like, hey, I'm out here. I said what I said. I actually thought about the answer to this question, and I took notes. So why do I think both of my marriages, neither of my marriages last? I mean, there's so many reasons, but because I want to be honest with myself about who I was.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would say there's three things. One, I didn't know who I was and what I really wanted from a partner. We are conditioned. We are conditioned to I'm looking for the one. We're all looking for the one. So
our Neo.
It's our Neo. We're all looking for that partnership, right? But I think sometimes, this is so funny. My mom used to tell me nobody should get married before the age of 30. And I would be like, woman?
Why?
30?
Right.
Of course, when I was a kid, I'm like, 30? Why do I have to wait till I'm somebody's grandma?
Well, I got married when I was 23.
I was 25 or 6. I can't remember. My first one. But because you don't know who you are. You got to go through a couple things.
Yeah.
I just say this for the record. I know exactly who the fuck
I know who I am too.
She done been through more than a couple things. Okay, 2. Why my relationship didn't last. I was looking for validation from my partners. When I look back on all of my relationships,
Interesting. You're saying the same thing I said.
I know. I'm just saying. I just want to say. I actually thought about it. I have notes. I'm reading my notes for myself. When I first of all, I don't have a type, a physical type. My only type with men is brilliance. Let me tell you something. A motherfucker with the gift, the gab, and a brain. That was my kryptonite. I'm just keeping it. Woo!
I do have a type. That's my type. That's
You
my
got a type? Like
I
a
do.
physical type?
I do have. I've developed it over time. Yes, I have a physical type.
What's your physical type? I'm curious because I legit I'm telling you, if a man got a brain on him and a big.
Ooh. So.
Brains. I just thought of something. Okay, go ahead.
So I love tall men. That's just number one. And I didn't realize that until after my first relationship because he was not tall. But I love tall men because I just like the idea of just throw me over your shoulder and you man take me woman and
look at you. Just look at you. You like looking up to him, don't you?
oh yes.
Ooh, I can see her face. Now, in my head, because I'm so much in balance with my masculine and feminine energy. I just heard all our brothers, and I'm like, you can look up at me on your knees. I swear, I just heard the men say that.
Been there.
I'm over
that.
here. Number 3.
Oh, sorry.
My relationships.
We gave a disclaimer. I'm sorry.
We did. I swear. I was a people pleaser. So whenever
Yes.
I was in a relationship, it's like I stopped progressing individually. I lost my own vision, my own purpose, my own journey to pour all into theirs. And this is the fucked up part about it, because I'm going to hold myself accountable, y'all. They didn't tell me to forget my plan and my life. I did that shit on my own, because I felt like, oh my God, that's what my mate wants. And here's the fucked up part. The expectation of reciprocity without even having a fucking conversation. But we're going to get into that later. So, 3 is I didn't know what I wanted. I was looking for validation for my partners because I didn't feel whole by myself. Right. Mm-hmm. And then I was a people pleaser, and I would lose sight of my whole self. So for me, I wasn't ready to be in partnership. I couldn't at that time be in partnership and discover who I was at the same time. Yeah.
I
couldn't do that.
At 23, I was ready. I think, unfortunately, he was not, which is fine. But
I was not at the point where, the journey, where I could focus on myself and feel like I could grow in Nia and still be in a relationship. Right. I didn't see a path for that.
I'm sorry. I'm looking. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. She said her pet spider. Who stays outside?
Who stays outside? Yes, this spider has been here for quite a while.
Because if she were to come inside, she would lose her life.
I know, but I want her to stay out there because I like her. Charlotte's Web.
Yeah, that's
Remember?
Charlotte.
We talked about Charlotte. Mm-hmm. That's Charlotte.
But one thing I will say, so we talked about my soulmate, and I will say that man, I got to, but I will say that he has been around through many versions of me, and no matter how I've grown or how I've changed or what I've done, he has appreciated and loved me for me.
No, let me tell you what's fascinating. That's a very freeing feeling, especially when we aren't at a point where we can love ourselves for who the fuck we are. Right. To have somebody else see you, ooh!
Yes. Yeah.
Unfortunately, the way I designed my journey.
Unfortunately,
the way I designed my journey before I got here, I had to learn it a different way, which brings us into betrayal. Self-betrayal in relationships. So when you think about how you betray yourself in a relationship to stay in a relationship, an example, like trying to prove that you're worthy to somebody, you literally don't. That's not a thing, y'all. I know some people's heads are blowing up right now, but I'm just gonna again. You literally don't have to prove yourself to anybody. In real life. For real. Especially in a relationship. So what do you think about, 2 questions. Pontificate. When you think about how you betrayed yourself in relationships, what are the things that come to mind? This is what I did. 1, I don't even have to ask her does she think she betrayed herself in relationships. Disclaimer, because I already know we've had these conversations, so I already know that. But when you think about how you have what it is that comes to mind, and when you think overall in relationships, because I feel like there are quiet but things that we do to betray ourselves that we don't even think is a betrayal. Yeah. And you know what I mean? Something we're thinking I'm a good woman. I'm doing this because I love, my partner. I love him. I love her. I love whatever. But we're quietly betraying ourselves. Okay.
So true. So in one of my relationships or marriage, I won't specify which one, but I betrayed myself quite a bit. I mean, what Mia said previously is when you're at a certain age, you're trying to figure out who you are, and it's kind of hard to love someone as you're trying to figure out who you are, and you can't fully love yourself until you figure out who you truly are. So when I married,
First or second time?
both times. Thanks.
Wait, I just love, for the record, I just want to make it, I just want people to know, I swear we didn't just design this, but I love that I can laugh about somebody being married and divorced twice and like in their 40s. It makes me feel
Technically,
not alone.
I'm only divorced once. The second one is still going.
Really? That's what we're doing? Wow.
If you want to be technical.
You see how Negroes try to divide? Whoa.
I'm wearing, today's Thursday. It's when I wear my petty panties.
Oh, you ain't right. That's a cool.
Well, no, I mean, no, but I do have 2 failed marriages. But I will say, I did betray myself because I saw the red flags. I didn't see the red flags until later, but I kept like giving excuses. Oh, well, the reason why I didn't catch him seeing or talking to a woman, or I didn't catch him exchanging numbers, he was doing X, Y, and Z. And it's funny. Ooh, talking about intuition, Mia. I was pregnant. Living in New York,
Yeah, we always know.
I had to be about 6 months pregnant. And I remember we were supposed to get together and go watch a movie or something. I think we were Netflix, or we were supposed to rent a movie. I can't remember. But he said that he left and he said he was going to be right back. That is common. He left and did not come back when he said he was going to come back. So I was pissed.
But how long was it though, Christy? Like
a couple hours. But again, this is common. So I got pissed because here I am waiting for us to spend time together. It was like a date night. I was pregnant. It was supposed to be the 2 of us and warm, fuzzy feelings. So I'm sitting at home pissed, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I need to just leave so that when he comes home, he's going to find that I'm gone.
Ooh.
So
Christy,
I said,
Renee, babe.
So I left out the house.
Oh.
I left out, and something told me, turn this way. So there was with me being pregnant, there was a walk that I would take when I needed to think, and there was a walk that I would take when I wanted to just like have like a speed walk and walking for fitness. This particular walk I was directed to take was the walk of thoughts, like walking your thoughts. So I took the right turn, and I'm walking and walking and walking, and I get to this one point, and something says, sit down. So I go and I sit down. And I'm sitting on the bench, and I'm kind of thinking about, I'm pissed. I'm waiting for him. We're supposed to watch this movie, blah, blah, blah. I'm pregnant. I'm just, where is he, blah, blah. He's not picking up his phone. Well, anyway, so I look across the street, and I'm like, he's kind of wearing the same thing that, my husband was wearing. Is that him? He's walking with some woman. I got closer. It is him. So I pull out my cell phone because I can see him. I'm screaming, across traffic like, hey, hey, hey. He can't hear me. So I was like, you know what? Let me just give him a call. Sure enough, he's going to answer. I'm pregnant after all. I'm waiting at home. I call. And
Please tell me, wait, stop. Please tell me you don't see this man look at his phone and deny your call. Because what I can't do right now,
that's exactly what I saw.
Jesus.
While he was walking with this chick. And I'm 7 months pregnant. I run across traffic, and I'm like, hey, I just called you. I saw you look at your phone and then ignore me. I'm at home. I'm pregnant. Something could have happened to me. And then this chick that he was walking with, she keeps walking, and he's getting upset with me like, you're always thinking I'm doing something wrong. But again, that is a prime example of our intuition. Our intuition will show us things, and then
Christy,
we will deny. Because after that, he was like, no, I know her. We work together. We were just talking, and then she got embarrassed because you got loud and you got out of pocket.
How dare you get loud?
Right.
How dare you? Oh, rude.
And then so after that, I was like, maybe I did mess it up. Maybe it was completely innocent. I probably
seriously.
I probably
talk about
overreacted.
self-betrayal. Literally, how many times have you had that conversation with yourself? Like, well, maybe it was me.
Man, about a dozen.
So I'll tell you this. For me, okay, like self-betrayal as a whole, like it's anytime, 'cause I feel like I need to say this for people. Anytime you are
This wine is so
changing who
good.
you are to fit someone else's vision
Bad idea.
of who you are, you're betraying yourself. Anytime you make excuses for fucked up behavior, like how Chrissy just said, well, maybe I was a little out of pocket for yelling. Fucked up behavior.
Right.
Like, that's betrayal.
Maybe if I knew now.
Ignoring, and this is a big one, especially I think now, ignoring your needs and wants when something feels bad to you because you don't want to seem like you that girl.
Right.
Like, I'm the cool girl. I'm the chill girl. You're betraying yourself. Doing most of the work in a relationship to make your shit work, and you rationalize it like, oh, I'm just filling in the holes where, you know, my partner's not able to.
No, it
You're
takes
betraying
two.
yourself.
It takes two.
It takes two. And this is another one I know for the young girls. Moving real quickly, especially for intimacy, than you really like to because of fear. Because you fear if I don't do it, he'll leave. And I'm just gonna keep it 100,000 up in. The first time I had consensual sex as, you know, a young lady, it was because I wasn't necessarily ready. I didn't necessarily want to, but I was afraid that I would lose my boyfriend. I'm air quoting my boyfriend because I wasn't ready. And so looking back on that, I'm like, I literally had to go to young Neil like, oh boo, like, you good. That was my, like,
The first
that was,
time I decided to have sex was because I was upset because my best friend had sex and didn't tell me. So I was like, well, screw you. I'm just going to go ahead and do it too. And I'm not going to tell you.
That's what happens when you vegan and young.
I am not vegan.
She was a teenage vegan. I'm just putting it out there.
Vegetarian.
Okay. If she was eating chicken, she wouldn't have had them problems. But no, I'm joking. But I, like, seriously, like, real talk. What was I saying? Oh, self-betrayal, like ways you betray yourself, and then also staying in an unwanted relationship because of fear. Like,
yeah.
okay, we all know when a relationship is over, but
Yeah.
sometimes we stay because out of fear of
I
making
did that
a
with
mistake.
both marriages.
The best way to get unstuck is to make the mistakes and move the fuck on, but we don't want to admit that we've made a mistake.
Right.
So we stay in shit. We like literally stay in
So
whole
can I share
relationship.
something?
Oh, please share.
So in my first marriage, I stayed longer than I would have liked because I was afraid. So by that time, when it was time for us to really just go our separate ways,
Wait, how old were you when you guys decided to for real go your separate ways?
30.
You waited that long? Oh,
30.
wait.
Yeah, but I stayed. Remember, I told you I stayed longer than I should have.
Yeah, I did
because
too.
I
You
actually
should've got
so
married.
2 kids from the marriage, but I miscarried in between both of the kids, and that is a whole nother story. That is a
Wait,
whole
I gotta write. No, hold
another
on.
story. And if I need to, I can discuss it because I
We need to
actually.
talk about this at one point because we need to talk.
It
Okay.
was. I mean, it was.
Go.
It was abuse. It was definitely
Look, I'm like,
type of abuse. But I
need to
stayed
talk
longer
about
because I was afraid of being a single parent. I was afraid of being stereotyped. I was afraid of being that black single mom, 2 kids, no husband in the home, and I didn't want to be looked at in that way. Of course, because I am caring about what everyone else thinks about me, and
Wait,
I stayed.
Christy, thank you first of all for sharing that, but empowerment moment. Like, thank you. You know how teachers say, you know, teachable moment. I'm an empowerment person. I'm all about empowering yourself. Empowerment moment. Anytime you start a sentence or a thought or a belief with, I don't want them to think. I don't want anybody to think. I don't want anybody
Yep.
to believe. ... You're betraying yourself.
Yeah, and let's not even talk about
Because these people don't like what?
Right. And you talked about changing how you would be with every person because you know you felt that you had to be that way. I remember
whoever
specifically.
I was with, I was that girl. Let me tell you something. If when I die, if every man I've ever had like a serious relationship with got up and had a come and told people, you know, about me,
Are you sure that's me?
the other ones be looking like, Nigga, who are you talking about?
That's not who I was
That's
dating.
not who I was with.
Well, one of the things I remember is, so I really enjoy making people laugh. I swear in another life I was a comedian, but I swear, like, next stand-up is in 30. But I swear that I am, like, the funniest person. And I would go out with my ex's friends, and I would, be silly and make jokes. And at one point he actually told me that he didn't like that. And he wanted me to just not talk. Shut up.
And you did it too, didn't you?
And I did it.
Really?
I did it.
We have to, okay, ladies, men, everybody. You guys, we have to forgive ourselves for stuff like this.
I forgive myself.
Because we've all done that where we've completely just let loose of who we are for the pleasure, love, attention, etc. of someone else. The other thing that we do in relation, and when I say we, this is very personal for me. Making assumptions in relationships is another way of betraying yourself.
Yeah.
So assumptions we make, like, okay, I'm trying not to laugh as I say this, and my laughter is only because when I look back on my journey, I'm kind of like, I'm at the point where I can giggle at myself. I look back. I can look back and laugh, like, oh my God, you were like really silly back then.
So crazy.
You're so crazy.
Oh my God.
But assumptions, these are assumptions I literally made in relationships. I'm not joking. One, my partner was the sole source of my happiness. Like, literally,
I thought
it was
that
your
too.
job to make me happy. Period, point blank, okay? The other one was, there's a few, that they would fulfill my every need. Because I wasn't full in myself and whole in myself, my assumption was wherever there were holes, that was your job to fill.
Right.
So, and that's literally how I was picking partners. Wherever I felt
see,
like
yeah.
I had holes at that time, that's why literally every partner is different. Depending on where I was.
That's so crazy.
Yes.
It's like a puzzle.
It's totally
There's like a
freaking
missing
puzzle.
piece
Yep.
of the puzzle.
So I went and found somebody who was strong in that area. So instead of the 80-20 rule, I was 20-80 in it. Like, I just need someone who has this because I don't have this. And then I would plug them in, and once you plug them in, I'm like, okay, yeah, it's groovy over here. I'm whole. I'm like, wait, hold on, what the fuck?
Wait, no, I'm not whole.
Wait, I'm not okay. Here's another thing that another assumption I made was that my partner would only, because I'm thinking to myself, like, I am, like, real talk, I'm killing the girlfriend thing. Like, I'm that chick. What are we talking about? So in my mind, I'm thinking that they would only experience positive shit with me. Because, like, I'm that girl. And literally, that's what like, real talk. I knew that for fact. Like, you're not going to tell me no different. Okay. And then, honestly, I think that in my second marriage, has probably, if I could percentage-wise, probably 30% of why our marriage didn't work was that they would know what I want even if I don't say it. This was huge for me. I was so piss fucking poor at expressing what it is that I wanted in a relationship and what I wanted and desired from my man, my partner. Like, that was like, I was so poor at it. And this is the fucked up part. Because I felt like if it was real, if he really loved me, if he knew me, if he saw me, I wouldn't have to tell him.
This is true.
What
Ladies,
kind of
you gotta tell
dumb
them. Men, you have to
shit?
tell them. You cannot expect people to read your mind.
That's not,
That
and
is
more importantly, it's not
right.
fair.
Yeah, it's not fair.
Especially when you're in a relationship with someone who wants to please you. And, like, bitch, just tell me what the fuck you want.
And I learned that in my first marriage. It's just, if you don't like something, if something's not working, you need to be able to communicate it. And I always say it's not what you say, it's how you say
it. Yep.
It is how you say it. You can still share your dislikes. You can still share things that, corrective things that require corrective action.
Whatever how you communicate it, the point is definitely communicate. But I will say this, looking back, again, hindsight, looking back on stuff, it's cute and funny to me. So I'm like, he's a silly little bitch.
Young and dumb.
Young
We
and
were
dumb.
young and dumb. So I know this is off topic and this is not in the script, but would you marry again?
Oh, shit. I have a headache.
Oh, I can't. I don't understand what you said.
Oh shit. Okay. Wait. Yeah. I swear. I just feel like I was like out on a date and a man asked me a question I wasn't ready for. I'm like, security. Help. Ooh, jeez. Okay. Whew. You next. So get your answer ready.
Oh, I already got my answer.
See, she ain't right. See, I set her up to win. I'm like, hey, Kristen, we gonna talk about why your marriage ended, so have your answer ready. She just set me up for the okie
No, I'm
doke,
just curious. No, I'm just curious.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Oh, here we go. I will say that our version in the country that we live in and where we are, I do not have to be married to be fulfilled. That does not mean I don't want a relationship.
Amen.
I definitely, the partnership, the love, the sex, the healing, the support.
Yes. Give it all to me.
Oh, you know how when you just see somebody you're like, damn.
Yes.
What? Okay, sorry.
Yes.
Ooh, I had a moment. Damn. No more wine for me. Because I had a moment. But yes, I want all that. But do I think that I need to be married
Right.
to have that? Absolutely not. Now, I will say this. Whenever I meet my next soulmate, because I think every person I've been with is my soulmate, but that's going to be in episode 2. Y'all are going to be very exposed to the clownish that exists within me. It's fine. It is what it is.
The clownish.
All my fellow bougie clownish ladies, love you. Classy, bougie,
Clowny.
Y'all, it's fine. It's totally fine. Anyway, I will say that if my next soulmate, if it is something that is very important to him, I'm not against it.
Yeah.
But I would tell you for certain, I don't need it.
I'm the same.
I got enough diamonds. I don't need no more rings. I've been married twice, but I've been engaged a couple more times. But okay, that's a whole nother.
Because Mia is that lady.
I've been engaged. But that's besides the point. The point is,
I can't help it that everybody wants to marry me.
Oh my God, stop. No, but for real. No, for real, guys. I like keeping them. And it's the funny thing. When I did get married, my first marriage, all my my girlfriends, that everybody was talking about marriage. Everybody wants to be married. And I was just like, I got a couple more things to do. And it wasn't like, oh, I got a couple more men I want to fuck or get off my... It was like, I just had shit to do.
Right.
Because I knew... And when I look back, this is why I love the fact that I've been journaling forever. When I look back and read, like, where I was in my life during that time when I was not thinking about partnership and relationship as a completion to myself... I was just, my thing was, I just got a couple more things to do. And I knew as a very young lady that when you get in a relationship, this is my thinking, my learning, that you're not allowed to be that self-serving. So I didn't want to get, I legit was not like, I want to get married, oh my God, my boyfriend, like when I finally decided to, it was because like this was the third man that asked me to marry him, and I was on the beach, he flew a fucking plane over a beach.
Oh my gosh.
In Miami.
Well, clearly.
And I was like, this is what I'm supposed to want. And then I did, it's not like I don't want it. It wasn't like I don't want it because I don't want no man, I don't need no, like no, like I said, I'm a big lover of love. Oh my God, please, if I could just live in that intoxicating place.
But isn't that funny how we have very similar lives, but we both lived in someone else's expectations of who they thought we are. Yeah, who we thought we are.
You want to know why? So I thought about this. It's because that's so much easier than addressing all the shit, the wholeness of ourselves.
Yeah, this is
like
true.
because oftentimes we find it very fascinating and complimentary. Oh my, flattering. Like, oh my God, this is what you think of me. But the truth of the matter is, oftentimes, even the people who are most flattering, what they believe and think about us is not even a tenth of what we are, and it's so much easier to fit in a less than 10% box of the wholeness of who the fuck I am than being 100% of the wholeness of who I am, because we have the light and the dark in us. Come on, y'all better get you a pen and a pad.
You gotta be prepared for this.
Be prepared. We designing lives out here, y'all. We get ready for that. So
should we talk about sex, love, and spirituality?
oh Jesus, I'm scared.
Why are you scared?
Okay, just say it again. Should we talk about what?
Sex, love, and spirituality.
Sex, love, and spirituality. Sex.
Go ahead, snake it, girl. Snake.
You know, the power of 3. I gotta say it 3 times so y'all know it's real. And so it is. Okay, so I'm ready. I'm scared, actually.
Do you think those 3, sex, love, and spirituality, are they mutually inclusive or no?
I'm cursing a lot in this episode, y'all. I'm sorry, but the answer is fuck no. Alex, next question.
Right.
I'll take honesty for daily for 1,000.
I'll take hell no.
Hell no.
For 500, please, Alex. I think ideally we want all 3.
Absolutely.
Ideally. But I don't know if that...
Okay, let me just say this. 2 things I want to say.
Okay, say it. Say it.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay.
Say it.
I'm cleaning up. Okay. Me. Okay. So I think there's a belief, a large belief out in the world that, if you're aware of your spiritual journey and your energy and the power and your divine purpose, that there's a pureness to you that I swear to you, I don't want to even look at her. That there's a purity that that involves you being virginal and celibate and because there's the philosophy that sex is dirty and that's bad, and so if you're aware and spiritual that the desires that you have sexually are from a negative and low vibrational place, so people want to get rid of it. Bitch, stop. Just sis.
Don't get me started talking about sex, number 1, because I am an advocate and a huge proponent of sex.
It's
good
healing.
Sex is healing.
Prayer.
Oh my gosh, sex
it's
is
connection.
Especially if it's with the right person.
You want to astral project? Get you the right one, baby.
Oh my goodness! I'm gone.
Okay, sorry.
I'm gone.
Oof. I had to get that together. I'm dizzy, y'all.
Oh my goodness. That's another discussion. Oh my goodness.
You want to astral project?
Yes.
Get you somebody who understands the healing power of connecting the 2 divine energies of 2 people together.
Oh my goodness.
What? Y'all think okay.
I traveled this afternoon for real.
Now she's just showing out. I can't stand this. I'm on the travel too. I'm gonna travel soon.
But I will say, like, in terms of,
I'm gonna travel. You ain't gonna have me out here.
I'm gonna travel real soon.
I'm gonna travel real soon.
And when I do.
But
as far as sex and being spiritual, I mean, I think when you get to know yourself spiritually and when you are on that path and you start to learn so much about you, I think you can enjoy sex in a completely different way.
Okay, but let me just say this. Okay,
I'm drooling.
I know, like, seriously, get your. So wait, we every episode we switch locations. We either be at my house or her house. We go back and forth, and I have because I'm a little prissy. Like, when did that happen? Because I'm such a tomboy. But, she can't drool on these chairs is my point. So get your life together, Christy.
It's these velvet chairs. Is that velvet?
Is that velvet? I will say this. Okay. Everyone, you are sexual.
Oh, yes.
You are spiritual. You are magical. You are both light and dark. And your soul is whole and healthy. Period, point blank. So there is no the problem comes in where we're trying to be something that we're not. Like everybody's not a overly sexual person.
Right.
Like when we try to be sexual because we're trying to be at somebody else's frequency because like we don't want to lose them, that's a decision out of fear.
Right.
That's not fucking love. That's not love for
You're betraying
you
yourself.
or your partner. You're totally betraying yourself. If like going through your journey and realizing like, oh my God, I'm the whole divine ass thing. Like,
man,
I'm not
a queen.
human. I'm a fucking queen.
I'm a queen.
I'm a whole soul that has a body, not the other way around. And the desires that I'm able to express and feel and experience in this dimension are not wrong and bad. That does not mean that you're not on your journey. Just because you have sexual desires does not mean that you go into a pious place. No. If that's where your journey takes you, be that and feel comfortable in that. But because we have objectified, commoditized, and evilized
all
that evilized sex, we feel like that desire to that connection to be in that place with another being is bad. But here's the end of the day. Think about it. I don't like 100 talk. It is what it is. When you have an orgasm, you are literally in the most vulnerable and open places that you can ever be in your life. So this is where the only thing comes in with sex. This is why you have to choose who you allow in your energy, because you are so open and vulnerable when you orgasm. Like, I can only speak from the lady's perspective. I don't have a dick. I got what I got. So
she can get a strap on though.
Right, I could, but I'm just saying, I got what I got. So I only know what I know. At that point when the orgasm comes, and you are feeling like you are literally ascending. Your soul is ascending.
Sex is magical. Orgasms are magical. And
so
there are
do you really want to be meshing your energy and your soul with someone who's vibrating not at a level that they can't even freaking see?
Right.
So like when people vibrate high, and you're like I'm keep it 100. People might not like it, but I'm gonna keep it 100. When people vibrate high, sometimes they're really good at the physical intimacy, because they vibrate so high. So people kind of get addicted to them. They get addicted to that power, to that attachment. You know what I mean? And so what happens is they're a healer. Like, sex is healing. Like, real talk. Like, I'm keep like for real. So people get addicted to that healing energy, that power, because you literally are showering golden light over somebody when you open your light and energy to somebody like that. So it's not sex is bad and you're a slut if you do it, blah blah. Fuck all that shit. This is what the real truth is. The real truth is, be careful of who you willing to share your energy with, because just as somebody can ascend you, they can descend you.
This is
so
true.
Just be careful who you spend your time and energy with. And here's the thing. We just got to talk about this shit. At the end of the day, if you're in a relationship with somebody and you're like, hey, I love you, I want to provide financial support, emotional support, etc., but if I feel the need that I have a connected in a sexual intercourse manner, that I need to be in a part of a healing session with somebody, that's what I want to do. And guess what? You have the right to say, nah, I don't want to do that, or you can say, I'm okay with that. It's just, to be honest with each other, we should stop making sex like it's a terrible freaking thing. It's only terrible when you make it fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Choose your partners right.
We are sexual beings. No, I mean, it's so true. We are sexual beings. And I think, especially if you grew up in a religious household, the church doesn't talk about sex a whole bunch. I mean, of course, like, wait until you're married, blah, blah, blah. I've done that.
No, I will say it doesn't, because it really talks. It's like men and women love each other, and then a baby is born. They don't necessarily talk about the magic that happens.
Yeah, like when you are with the
Whether
right
you
person,
are intentional or not.
when you are with the right person, vibrating on like the same frequency. It is an amazing experience. And there are some people, honestly, there are some people who have sex and they call it sex magic because you can set intentions and manifest through your orgasm. She's over here dancing. But no, you can seriously, when you orgasm, you can seriously set intentions and manifest shit in your life.
Like I said, that's the Gospel of Christy, chapter 4. Verse 1. Continue, sis.
Verse 69.
Oh.
No, let me stop. Hey.
Oh, boy. Okay. Ooh, Jesus. Okay. I'm over this one. I'm not talking to her no more. Okay, seriously. Okay, but so we're talking about sex and the way that we view sex. Sometimes, people use sex as a weapon.
Yes.
Right? Or we allow people to use sex as a weapon, but I ain't got time for y'all today on this. But
don't do that.
And we enter toxic relationships.
Ooh.
So I'm going to talk about the notion of what's toxic. Toxic behavior, toxic relationships.
What is toxic?
What is toxic? Okay.
Because let me tell you.
But let me say this. Because I'm accountability partner. I'm your coach. I love y'all. But let's just say this. Identifying toxicity in other people is super easy. Like, oh my God, that was a toxic relationship because he was so insecure and emotionally unavailable. But identifying them in yourself is a necessity, especially if you really want to be in a healthy relationship. So getting your shit together, y'all, requires a whole lot of honesty and vulnerability that you need to be ready for with yourself and patience with yourself. There's nothing easy about realizing that you're the one, this is the fucked up part. You're the one that's been holding yourself back the entire time. Yep. That journey, again, we talked about self-healing.
Yeah. And I had to forgive myself.
Accepting and forgiving yourself for that. You're like, but, and you get to this understanding, you're like, but you chose that. Right. Anything that you're not changing, you're choosing. I said what I said. Okay, go ahead.
No, that's deep. Anything you're not changing, you're choosing.
Period.
So, let's talk about how toxic relationships can set you off on a journey of self-discovery. And that is actually what happened in both of my marriages coming to an end. So my first marriage, and we want to keep this podcast at a certain time, so I may quickly go through this. So my first marriage, I didn't really date beforehand. So after we separated and were divorced, I started dating, and that's when I started to actually enjoy meeting people, having conversations. And then with my second marriage, I realized that there were some things within me. I started to question, okay, well, why is it that I'm now on my second failed marriage? And this is what started me kind of picking back up on my spiritual journey. Because if you are mature enough to think and to look at yourself and to acknowledge, there is a part that I played in this somehow.
Christy, you're literally all up in my records. Get out my business. You're all in my soul journey because I can't describe it any other way.
It's what is it? Why am I attracting these people into my life? For me, I am a fixer. I like to fix people. I am like Jada. But that's another discussion.
Can we talk about entanglement? I'll wait. Continue.
But no, I am that person that I like to heal, I like to fix, I like to help. And so when I see someone who is in a position that I can assist them to be a better person, a better version of themselves, I am attracted to that. And I also realize that I also attract those same people. And so...
Okay, but wait, hold on, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Just real quick. It sounds like, not to sound coachy, but it sounds like you realize at some point you weren't able to be you, like
absolutely.
whole Christy in your relationships.
Absolutely.
So, in your journey, we talk about your spiritual journey. You're in a relationship. You're like, okay, I can't share that with him. Do you think that stops your journey? Even if you're like, hey, I'm in this relationship, I can't tell him, but I'm gonna keep going anyway. Or were you like, I can't tell him, but
like you're talking about now?
Like back then.
Oh, I didn't say anything.
Learning, like never. Mm-mm. So they didn't know. They with the whole beautiful ass queen light being. Like, can literally shift your whole life because you didn't want to tell them?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I feel that. Me too. I had to make it seem like what she was doing was bogus, but I ain't gonna lie.
It's okay.
Literally, me too.
It's okay. I will take one for the team.
Hashtag me too.
But not that type of me too. So, yeah, toxic. I mean, honestly, going through the challenges and the difficulties that I went through in my relationship, it definitely has spearheaded my spiritual walk, because I'm like, okay, what is it that I need to change? Like, I need to focus on me, because clearly happiness does not come outside of me, wisdom does not come outside of me. Like, I need to figure out all of the shit that needs to happen within. So that's where I am right now.
Okay, so but wait, hold on. Look at my hold on. Okay. So let's just say you're in a relationship, but you're not sharing with your partner about where you are in your personal spiritual journey.
I would do that now. I do that now.
Okay, all right. I just want to be clear for the people.
Now I'm very open, and no matter how crazy it sounds, no matter how silly it sounds, I share everything, and I leave it up to them. It's like, look, you may think I'm crazy, but
Chrissy, there's power in that, because what you're saying is, this is who I am. This is authentically me. Like, you can take it or leave it. There's power. There's so much power in it, because I'm not going to adjust who I am. Right. But we have definitely been in situations where you're adjusting who you are, not because now. You know what I mean. But I'm definitely not going to do it now. But like, even in your spiritual journey, like, a lot of times we're afraid. People are afraid of sharing where they are in a spiritual journey, especially if it's a little bit higher than where their partner is, or not necessarily higher, but further along in your journey than your partner is, because there's that fear that they're going to leave or judge us, because, you know, when people are not ready to go through this dirt, they definitely got all type of judgment about being, and you know what I mean? So think about that for a minute.
But it's kind of cute. So the person that I talked about, my soulmate, he is really sweet, because I have been very, very open about all of this stuff. He's even met Mia. She's done a reading on him. And
they've been together for a long time.
I think it's freaked him out a little bit. But he accepts it.
Tell the truth when the truth is presented.
Right, but he accepts it. He accepts it. And, I mean, we went out the other day for lunch, and he even shared with someone that I do crystal healing and how good I am at it. So, I mean, that was just nice.
Support is
very supportive.
The support of someone who you love is that I think people really woefully underestimate how powerful that is.
It's powerful.
It feels good that I love you.
And it kind of helps, like, with the sex piece too.
Y'all, when she walked in my door, she was grinning like way too much. Like, I didn't like it. I wasn't here for it. I didn't.
She does not like it.
I'm kind of low key, super hating. And like, she's like, oh my god, like, she's all giggling and shit. Like, it's fine, it's totally fine. I get it. Like, you're all like happy and shit, whatever. And the point is, I tried to make a rule, like, no sex on the day we record. And all I said was, I'm not even going to, let me tell you, all I said was, hey, I think maybe we should make a rule, no sex. And I didn't even get the X out in sex. And she was like, no.
No.
I mean, I literally could have been like, no sectioning off our voices when we edit. Like, I mean, it could have been.
I knew where she was coming from because she hates.
All she heard was
She
sex.
hates.
Because she's horny. Yeah, okay, I'm a hater.
She hates. But she's waiting for that person who's vibrating at a higher level. That's all.
Jesus,
and I can
boy,
appreciate
when I
that.
tell you,
because you don't want to exchange.
Man,
you know, that's something personal. You don't want to exchange your energy
we gon' float
with someone who is vibrating at a lower energy. You just don't. You
okay.
don't.
Oh, damn, I got lost. What were we talking about? Okay.
Healing after relationships and
Can
heart
we talk
chakras.
about it? Ooh, your heart chakra.
Because we're almost at an hour now.
Okay, we did, this is good for us, y'all. We
We gotta start doing time checks. Or actually, I have to start doing time checks.
because she has to, because anybody who knows me, seriously, they're sick of me saying this, but my gummy just kicked in. So I really need you to do the time check because what? Okay. Woohoo!
See, this is why we should record. You should see her face.
Healing after these relationships. Okay. So let's think about this. Let me just lay it out. Christy, help me out. Toxic relationships, okay? And to be clear, if you're in a toxic relationship,
Get out.
know that you're toxic too. Because, again,
You
what I
attract.
say, whatever you're not changing, you're choosing. So you have the power to literally build, design, and do any and everything that you want. So the fact that we stay in relationships, and we've all done it because, baby, ooh, Lord Jesus, okay. Woo, we don't have enough time to talk about what I've learned and all these experiences. But my point is, what we know is that when you learn and grow from these relationships, the toxicity that you bring sometimes, if you don't heal from it, you take it everywhere with you.
This is true.
We don't want it everywhere with us, okay?
No.
So it's so important for us to heal from these relationships. And I'm like, sharing everything with your partner, that's another way that we heal with our relationships. But more importantly, not judging ourselves says a whole lot. Like, if we don't judge ourselves, we don't make the assumption that the person that we're with is judging us. Because
Say that again?
if we don't judge ourselves, like if I don't judge my experiences, and Mama has lived, y'all. Mia ain't got. I'm good. I'm good. I'm
lived
fucking good over here. But my point is, woo, I got a tickle right there. Okay.
What's your point, girl? You have lived.
Look, I'm like, I have lived.
Toxic relationships, you'll take it in other relationships if you don't heal from it. We're talking about
Right, my
healing.
point is, if you don't heal from a relationship, you can never fully be, we will never
is
be
true.
full. Being full in a relationship is so different when you're in a relationship because you feel like you need it.
Right.
Look, desperation has a smell.
This is true.
Let me tell you something. Anybody, men, women, dogs, they can smell desperation on people. So when you are desperate for somebody to love you, to accept you, to see you, it's so easy for you to be manipulated. It's just like, oh my God, the insecurity smells so delicious. Let me go over this. You are so beautiful. It's not. So you never know if it's genuine. But when you walk in a place where I am that chick.
Yeah.
What?
It is different.
That's a total, and it's not a arrogant like
Right.
I'm the bitch and I'm the shit. It's not that. It's a confidence that I know who I am.
And you can take
I
it or
always
leave
say
it.
this.
Take it
I
or leave it.
am the two most powerful words in the world. I am. It's a statement of who you are. So if you walk in knowing that I am this beautiful being. I spread love. I am love. I am confidence. I am success. I am a messenger. Whatever it is that you feel in your soul, when you walk in that, it's completely different.
Yes,
you cannot
baby.
be touched.
Yes.
Okay, I'm done with y'all.
Okay, so major takeaways. So thinking about where we are now, Mimi, would you do anything different?
Okay, so let me start by saying, hell no. I wouldn't do not a motherfucking thing different.
Motherfucker.
Not a motherfucking thing. I'm gonna tell you why though.
I'm the same.
Because I love who I am today, and I know the way the energy vibration works. If I had changed and did things different, I wouldn't be who I was today. I worked too hard to be this bitch.
Right.
I love this bitch. I love her. I love her.
I'm the same way, because honestly, people have asked me before, would you go through everything that you went through, especially with your abusive marriage? I would do it all over again.
God damn,
I would do it all over again. To have the kids that I have, because I have some amazing children, and then 2, to be where I am now and to figure out who I am and to be in this space where I'm growing and evolving into this being that I was intended to be, and spreading light and love and happiness and just really being in tune with my path. I would not change it.
I say major takeaways. If I could give people something to walk away with.
Yeah.
And we're going to go into our crystal of the day and our lessons and our homework of the day. But I will say this. Believe people when they show you who they are.
Right.
Like, real talk. We aren't doing anyone, ourselves or anybody else, any favors by projecting onto them who we want or believe them to be.
Yeah.
See people when they tell you who they are and fucking believe them. And like, somebody says, I don't want a relationship, but we still mess around with them in a situationship thinking they gonna change us to a relationship. It ain't gonna happen. The motherfucker told you, believe them. Someone says, I don't want children. If they don't want children, believe someone says, I don't want children. You think to yourself, like, oh, but once we have the baby and it's so beautiful, who doesn't love children? If someone says that, believe them. They want different things than you do. If someone says, oh, I have trust issues, but there's a reason for that, and you need to pay attention. Okay, 2, we are always taught, especially women, to give love. We're taught how to show love and to give love and express love, but we are not taught how to receive love.
No, we're not.
So if there's one thing I would say, learn how to receive love. And I know y'all gonna be so sick of hearing us say this. Learn how to receive love. And guess who to start with?
Yourself.
Yourself. And that's the thing. It's a real thing. Like, I'm so in love with myself. Like, literally, I'm like, that bitch is that bitch. Like, for real.
And I think that's important to learn
to
before you enter into a relationship. Because a lot of us are looking to our partners to fill us up.
I don't need no hoes filled.
Right.
I mean, I do, but I want them filled. But I don't need shit.
Right. And when you walk into a relationship already full, it's a completely different experience.
And then, and I don't know who needs to hear this. This is the last. I like doing things in 3. But there is absolutely nothing empowering about convincing someone who wants to leave to stay. Babe, that was not a win for you.
I am always like, if you want to go, bye.
That's not a win. That's not a win for you.
Bye.
If somebody's like, hey, I don't want this, going back to number 2, I don't want this, I'm out. And you're like, oh my God, wait a minute. Let me show you why you should stay. And you have this whole conversation like, you know what, you're right. That's not a win for you, boo.
No.
No. Believe people and hear, and listen, comprehend. People will tell you exactly who they are and what they want. Don't project your bullshit on them.
Right.
I come as I come. I am who I am, and I'm gonna be what I'm gonna be, and I'm at where I'm at. Period. Point blank. I said what I fucking said.
And I'm the type of person. Look, you want to leave? Go ahead. I will not chase you. No, I'm not going to run after someone that does not want me.
We're going to talk about this. I think we should talk about this episode.
Oh my God.
In part 2 of this. Yeah. Not only that, but I got you one better. I ain't never going to ask nobody to be something they don't believe. They don't want to be.
Wait, what? Wait, what'd you say?
I know.
She's talking so fast.
I hate her. I got to do the bathroom. I got to pee. What I said was rude. What I said. I I'm never going to ask anybody to be someplace that they don't want to be.
Right.
But even like when I was crazy and dumb and not paying attention to what was going on around me, but I will say this. I've always been like, I will remove myself.
Right.
Now, I've removed myself prematurely a couple of times because it's just like, I don't like how it smells. I don't like it. But I will remove myself. But that's not a win when you can, like, if somebody doesn't want to be
it's true.
with you, the best thing you could do is let them go, because sometimes somebody got to be away to experience and understand who you are and
honestly,
what lesson and blessing that you brought into their life.
And when you allow someone to go, for me, and this was me maturing, so my soulmate, and this is a whole nother story, but I've gotten to a point where, like, when we first started together, I was at a point where it just, thinking of him not being with me, it just hurt me. Like, it hurt my soul. It was just a painful experience. But now that I've matured, if letting him go is going to make him happy, I love him that much to let him go.
Woo.
And I think that's another thing too, like loving someone that much where you can let them go.
So I will say this. So my second marriage, my daughter's father, if you would have told me when we first separated, because we separated, got back together, and then I ran away again, but that we would be where we are today, like, he is,
they're good co-parents.
We're that's my motherfucker. Like, that's like, we good. I have 2 bonus sons from him. And they my babies, they're family. My entire family embraces, like, it's not like, you and your daughter and then them other 2. It's like, the family. Right. So we have been able to find a place where we're good co-parents, and I see the light in him, and I see, more importantly, he knows, because I don't hold nothing back from him anymore. I used to hold everything back from him, but he knows that he did some wild shit. And I did some wild shit. We was out here wild. We gonna out wild each other. But, like, the light in him is real. And he's taught me so much about who I was. I literally consider my ex-husband one of my greatest teachers. So, we have this relationship that allows us to be, it's expanded. It's, there's a new entanglement. We're going to talk about entanglements next episode. But there's a new entanglement. Our relationship has evolved, and how we describe and work in that relationship has changed. I think I love him more than I have ever loved him because of how much I was been able to love myself.
That is so awesome. That's
totally
great.
different.
That is beautiful.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and like, I think when we as people relegate love, like, for real love to sex and dick and pussy, like, we selling it short. That ain't, like, love is so much more than that.
It is.
Sex is just a manifestation of action, something that we make tangible to say what love is. And then when you think about the world that we live in, we take that and then we tell you that we say love is connected to sex, and then we say, ooh, but sex is bad. So we've been teaching people for generations that love is bad.
Yeah.
And that's not real. So, all right. So, anyway, I think I'm done.
Temple work.
Temple work. Okay, so design your own relationships.
Ooh.
So, everybody should have their journal by now. If you don't, like, seriously, are you even listening?
And
like,
it doesn't have to be a journal. It could be a notebook too.
Like, whatever works for you. Seriously, okay? Like, it could be like your chalkboard. You do the fucking chalk paint, write it on the fucking wall, take a picture of it, and keep that as your journal. Whatever works for you. Just keep a record of your thoughts and mind and growth, okay?
And you want to go back to refer to it too. So
this is what we're going to do today. This is our assignment, your temple work. I want you to think about your romantic partnership, your love, your soulmate, what it is that you're looking for in a relationship. But this is what I want you to do. There's absolutely nothing physical is allowed on this paper, okay? Because you're going to write this in your journal. Nothing about what they do. all I want you to do is think about when you are with this person. So imagine you're on a typical date, like you guys are in a relationship and it's date night. What are you doing? And I want you to go through in your mind, think about, okay, he comes to pick me up, or you know, we wake up and we say, hey, let's go for a drive-in movie, whatever that is. And each of those moments that you're having with this partner in your mind, all I want you to do is write is how you feel.
Ooh.
Like, oh, I feel so safe here when he says this.
Safe.
I feel
Sexy.
I feel seen. Ooh, I feel so sexy. I feel
Sensual.
feminine. Ascended. I feel, ooh, girl, all that. All that. Oh, Jesus. Ooh.
All of that.
I just got dizzy. Okay, wait. Hey, what are you doing here? So I want you to go through all of that. And record the feeling, that actual feeling as you go through a date with this person. And then write all those feelings down. Safe, love, sexy, all those things that you are feeling when you are in this moment with a person. And then when you're done with that, I want you to go through and think about every time you feel sexy. But you're not in a relationship, but by yourself.
Yeah.
Some of us, you know, a good beat come on, we drop that ass down to the ground and scrub the ground,
before,
and I feel sexy. You know, you whatever it is for you. And so because the thing is, we want you to get to a point where you realize there are things that are happening in my life right this moment that I already have, that I'm already doing, are connecting me to that love, that thing that I think I'm going to get from a relationship, that I want and love and need from a relationship. So guess what happens when you accept that? That's the vibrations you're putting out. You're already safe. You already sexy. You already feel seen. You already feel secure. You're already feeling loved and all these things. And then what happens? It comes on in.
Yes.
So that's your temple work. Write it. Do it like a table. Like, go through your date and write down all your feelings at each moment. And then start thinking about, on the separate column, when do I feel those separate things in my life? It could be when I take a shower, like, I'm feeling myself. Like,
Feeling myself.
So, I'm feeling myself. Feeling myself. Hey. But that, okay? All right. So I love this crystal today
that.
because I'm going to tell you I brought them all out for y'all.
She sure did. So I love that temple work, designing your own relationship. So because we are talking about relationships and we're talking about love and spirituality, what better crystal to present today than rose quartz. So again, the reason why crystals are just so wonderful to work with, I was sharing this with someone the other day, is because they constantly vibrate at a higher frequency than we do. So crystals' energies are healing, and they affect our energy system, like our chakras and our aura. And crystals are at a constant vibration, and the constant vibration that I'm talking about in my crystal healing class is called the dominating oscillatory rate, which is the DOR. So crystals have a constant DOR. Humans do not. We are up, we are down, we are sideways, we're north, we're east, we're west. We are all
That
of
makes
those
us
things.
special.
Right.
We're just so special.
But crystals and their vibrations help to bring our vibration to a higher place. So they balance out our unstable human energy when we can't do it ourselves. You know, sometimes it's like, how do I get myself out of this funk? Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to think of happy thoughts, to think of love, to think of things that bring you up to a higher vibration. So crystals will do that work for us. So today's crystal is rose quartz. I'm actually wearing some rose quartz.
I wish it could be rose. I have one on my bra, and I put a 2 towers.
And you have a heart.
And 2 hearts. Because look at this one, the flat one.
Oh, that's cute. Oh, I thought that was an angel. A rose quartz angel.
Oh my God. You know what?
But I
I can
guess
see how you see that. But I got a big old juicy heart. It's a
Oh
big
my goodness,
juicy
she
one.
has-
We're supposed to. Oops.
So, rose quartz is a crystal I believe everyone wants to have in their crystal collection.
Yes, absolutely. It is one of the must-haves.
Well, yeah, it's one of the must-haves. So, rose quartz is known as a
So
crystal of
beautiful.
love.
So
It is a silicon dioxide crystal with the most hardness of 7. We know how hard it is with that.
Thank
so
you.
rose quartz helps one to connect with the love of self, love of others, and love of the world, and it can help you to spread compassion and gentle understanding throughout the world. Rose quartz is amazing. It's very soft, it's gentle. It just allows you to just, it brings in that energy of love. So spiritual properties of rose quartz, it's great to stimulate the crown chakra, third eye, and throat chakra, bringing them into harmony and unity with the heart. It's also great for the heart chakra. Anything pink or anything green is good for the heart chakra. Or I should say chakra, because I've been corrected several times. Rose quartz can also heal the heart and its wounds and of its wounds, and reawakening is one of the rose quartz gifts. One of the things that you can do is you can place a piece of rose quartz in a space where you want the energy of love to vibrate. So in our bedrooms.
See, I swear, I looked at her, I was about to be like, why she say, ladies, if you want to put it down by your...
Men too, if you like. But most ladies will do it, like under the bed, in each corner of the room. Under the pillow of your mate, under the bed where you guys will sleep. You can even do like a crystal grid of love underneath the bed. It's up to you. But rose quartz is a lovely addition to any environment. You just walk in and you just feel love. And so how to meditate with it? You guys know how I work with crystals. I hold it in my receiving hand, which is my left hand. I will also carry it with me throughout the day. I'm wearing a rose quartz bracelet.
Mia has one in her bra.
I will carry it in my bra too sometimes. But
That's
you know,
a
the
good
cute
tool.
bras sometimes, they slip out.
Yeah, well,
The
I'm
cute
part of the IBTC, the
Oh.
Itty Bitty Titty Committee. So, if it, all my bras are cute. Because
But they slip out, like the ones
they
out
do
there.
slip out. Look, you're right.
They do slip.
I prefer a bracelet.
So how do you work with rose quartz?
So, as a lover of love, no, seriously, guys, it's like I had a friend, my good girlfriend Keisha. She used to, when we were young, she used to always make fun of me because I was always falling in love. Like literally, if I'm not falling in love, I'm not doing it. Like I want to go deep. But she used to call me instead of a motherfucker, she used to call me a mother lover. Like, it's so mother loving ass.
But that's good.
I love love. And I would tell you, for me, when I was at the Lotus Den, there's this huge, like, at least 6 foot tall rose quartz. Is so beautiful right by the door. So you feel the energy of that.
It's
so
beautiful.
for me, like hugging that I would be literally have like some terrible days just hugging that rose quartz right there by the door and just feeling it. I remember like the heart that Chrissy's actually playing with now. I have like a really nice size heart, rose quartz heart. Feeling like that. Feel in that moment where you just like I just need to cry and get it out. Like I don't understand what's going on. Hugging it, I would have
Rose
that in the bed with me.
quartz. Oh my gosh.
It's the feeling of it is so. I have not used it for attraction and love, but for self-love, that thing right there.
Yes. Rose quartz is great for self-love. And carrying it with you, it just reminds you that if you just focus on love, like just the basics, just focus on love and kindness, you will attract so much into your life.
Quick question.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you pause it so I can go to the restroom? Does that work?
Yes.
You sure?
I think so. We'll find out.
Okay.
That is okay. We are talking about rose quartz and your experience meditating with it.
Mm-hmm.
So Mia shared her experience with rose quartz.
Tell us about what you do with love. Wait, can you keep it like PG-13?
I will keep it PG-13. What are you trying to say?
Nothing. I just know that there's like a lot to do with stones. That's all.
There was a lot to do with stones. But we'll talk about yoni eggs another time.
Right? Look, like I'm just asking.
And to be honest, yoni eggs, y'all are asleep on using them, especially during sex. I'm just saying.
Jesus. I try.
I am just saying.
I swear, you guys.
I have a rose quartz yoni egg. I have a rose
quartz.
quartz yoni egg, and it is the best little gift ever. Turning set. I'm sorry.
Please, Jesus, I can't. Oh my God, please come get me. I don't want no more.
Okay. So carrying rose quartz is something that I do anytime that I want to radiate love and feel love. And rose quartz has a very, like I mentioned, it has a very soft energy. And so when I meditate with it, it can assist with reaching a resonance with a frequency of compassion, releasing emotional patterns that will keep one stuck, and embracing higher and finer frequencies of light. Rose quartz is such a beautiful crystal.
Don't you want to be higher and finer? I mean, like, seriously. I'm fly, and I'm ascending into, like, what? My soul place?
Exactly.
Get this life.
So, rose quartz provides an envelope of love energy around oneself, which activates the heart chakra for the, I don't know what that's supposed to be, but,
emanate.
Yes, emanate of one's innate love. And this crystal helps dissolve one's boundaries of isolation and mistrust and moves on into the sense of union with the all that is in the essence, or that is the essence of at the core of the heart. So rose quartz is actually a really great crystal to use in a body layout. I use rose quartz crystal in my crystal grids for healing, for love, for relationships, attraction. And as I mentioned, I hold it in my left hand. You can also, in relationships, place it under your bed, like I mentioned, or in the corners of your room.
Yo, Chrissy just wants y'all to be nasty. Like, I mean, honestly,
love. Look, I am a lover of love
place
too.
under your bed for self-love. This whole just wants
I am a lover of love too. All right, so we are at we're at an hour and 25 minutes. And
okay, I'm done.
To give her message. You have to give your message.
Watch this. See, this is what I love. This morning I got up. Rituals, taking it back to rituals, daily rituals. I got up to do my meditation. I knew we were going to record today. So I got my message for you guys. Dun, 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 dun. Me. All right. And I love it. Okay. So love is a big part of the collective healing. It's important for people to see that there is love after pain and there is love after mistakes. Love is never a waste of time. So you guys never feel like the relationship that you've been in, you're like, oh my God, I wasted so much time. No, love, especially if your intention is to love, is never a waste of time.
Never.
When you are in love, the vibration that you're on, it helps to anybody around you is lifted because you're just vibrating so high. So if they're around you, they can't help but meet you. Yes. That's the love of a high vibration. Any lower vibration around a high vibration, it can't help but just naturally go up. A low vibration, to get you there, it literally has to drag and pull and fight you to get down there. So when you get in a low vibration, you fought to get there. Congratulations. Okay, anyway.
She said what she said.
I said what I said. Don't define love by what this time says love. Love is something that's soul felt. Like, we define love by how much money does somebody have, how much money you spend on me. It's like, no, love is something that is soul felt, right? Yes. And every person comes into our lives for a reason. Back to, like, love is never a waste of time. So whether they are a piece of your soul's puzzle or you're a piece of their soul's puzzle, there's not one person who has entered your life that is not there for a reason. Keep it real with yourself, okay? So this time that we live in, that we've been born and raised in, is all about numbing your true self so that you can be filled with someone else's purpose, someone else's definition of who you are. So when we have free will, that's our gift. Like, we think about this such in the wrong way. Free will is a gift. Yeah. When you realize how free you are, we are always going to choose love because it feels so damn good. Like, it's just it feels so good. It feels so good. Oh, I love you so much. I love you. So this time that we're in provides options. We live in, like, it's either you got to choose this or that. Like, I'm either classy or I'm ratchet. I'm this or I'm that.
I'm bougie or I'm classy.
And they mask it as like, oh, free will. You can be whoever you want to be. You're so unique. We're individuals. But life isn't about this or that. So this was big something that I wrote down. You are a creator.
This is true.
Period. Like, that's it. And you are limitless. So any vision, any thoughts or feeling that you have of what you should be or what your life should look like, know that you literally have the power to create that, period.
Yes.
Take it. That's it. So open your eyes, and as you open your eyes, you will help people see what they are truly capable of. So the more that we talked, I think I said it earlier, like, you know, in relationship, hurt people, and healed people heal people.
Yeah.
So when we open our eyes, we help other people open their eyes. So embrace the fullness and truth of who you are, so that you are capable. Rise above and open the door for others. Like, this is not a crabs in the barrel type thing. Spiritual journeying and loving and growing, it's like when you open the door to that, you never, like when this money, we're like, oh, I can't tell so many people because it's only a finite amount of money. Like, when your spiritual journey, that love, the abundance, and the prosperity, like, literally, there's so much that we can't even touch it. So when you get to that point and realize how much abundance and prosperity, you like, oh my God, everybody needs to feel this. Like, the same thing like when you're in love. Like, everybody needs to feel this.
Right.
Can I hook you up with somebody? When somebody's in love, they the first motherfucker to want to hook. Like, oh my God, I have the perfect person for you. Nope. No, you don't. No, you you're just happy. And so when we embrace the fullness and truth of who we are and what we are capable of, we rise above and open door for others. So this is our mission. So we're always asking, what's my mission in life? I swear, all my clients is like, what am I here for? What is my purpose?
To love.
So we all have different iterations of this one purpose, and that is to
love.
To love. So transmutation of anything, of fear was the biggest one, into love. Because fear comes out of, hate, comes out of fear. All of the things that we consider to be these terrible feelings and expressions of humanity come out of fear, which is not even fucking real, which is hilarious. So, your energy is needed in this time. I'm still on my message. Sorry, guys, for my tangential. You're here for a reason. Shoot. And yes, question everything, but stay grounded. The path is clear for you to move forward. And for your soul's ascension, it's time for you to act on your soul's behalf. No one else. It's time for you to act on your soul's behalf. Your soul has a work. Your soul has a journey. Act on its behalf. That's what it's time for right now. And love is a language, just like any other language. And I'm not talking about the 5 love languages. I'm talking about literally love by in and of itself is a language. Admit it at all times.
Yeah.
It's your saving grace. Release any fears that love is not of and for you. If you're by yourself at this time or your love is complicated, stop trying to convince yourself that maybe it's just not for me, or I passed my time. That is never a thing. That is never ever a thing until we make it so. Love is always for you. It's for everybody. And trust, breathe, and keep going forward. You are right on time. It is your will, and so it is.
I love that. She gave a word today.
That's the gospel.
For the collective.
I love y'all. This is fun.
No, it is.
You
guys
all vibrating so high.
Yeah, I really wish you guys could see that. I mean, we'll work on that. But, so we are now at an hour and 32 minutes.
This is ridiculous.
We're really working on trying to not talk so much. But
like,
there is
seriously,
so
about
much
relationships,
stuff.
though. Like,
yeah, there is so much stuff to talk about. But before we actually leave, I just want to say thank you all for listening.
I am so grateful to
Two Queens and Crystal Things. We really appreciate you guys, because this is just, this is what we're passionate about. But before you all leave, please show some sisters some love by liking, subscribing, sharing our podcast with others. Also, be sure to follow our podcast page on Instagram, which is Two Queens Crystal Things. And also, feel free to ask any questions on our page. And also, if we get enough responses, we'll be sure to include them in our next episode's discussion.
Let us know. For real. Let us know what you want to know. What do you want to know?
Nobody shared anything, so we're just going to go ahead with our list. Maybe I'll post some more. But stay tuned for next week's episode. It's going to be part 2 of relationships. Mia, do you want to share what we're going to be talking about for next week?
It's going to get dirtier. It's
You so nasty.
We're just gonna keep. No, honestly, next week when we're talking about relationships, okay. After I go through this healing journey, and more when I have awareness, what does love look like in that new space? Because sometimes we literally get stuck. Like I don't know how to be and function when everybody else around me is still in that spot, and I have ascended. So we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah, we are. So if you all have questions for us to answer for the next show, you can send them to us at info@TWO2queensandcrystalthings.com. And until next time, beautiful people, go ahead, Mimi.
Light, peace, love, of course, love, and soul. Let's get that delivery. See you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.